for your profession, even though if you are not learning about engineering. So if the FACENS has a pleasure to take part of this partnership with Polyglotas Club. So enjoy the lecture. Thank you, Celene.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Taco. I can see that people are still getting in and trying to connect to the things. So once again, I'd like to thank very much FACENS and the area they have kindly offered us. So we have a connection, and thank you, Polyglotas Club, right? Our good Grupo Poliglota Sorocaba. We always have a little bit of confusion with the way to say the name of the club. It's Club Poliglota Sorocaba. That's our name, okay? So let me start by sharing the screen and present to you some of my studies, okay? Here we go. I needed to, please be kind to wait because technical stuff is not my cup of tea, but I will get there. Okay, so here, can everyone see my screen? Yes, I hope it's all right for everybody. So here we go.
Yes.
Ethics on artificial intelligence. Relevant questions. So as the name says, I do not intend to really prove anything, teach anything, state anything, confront anything, distort any truth. I just intended to, together with you, go over a few relevant questions on this subject. And if I am able to click next, there is the moment when I want to thank FACENS again for the kind hospitality and my friends from CPSO. And as the first illustration here tries to show is that we all are working on this, on this trust condition. Everyone here, it seems to be into some sort of dynamics where if one of them does not trust the other, there is no way that the whole circle will be able to stand together. There is a circle of trust. And this is how I base my participating at CPSO. When we believe in a common goal, when we believe in a common ideal, together we can be stronger. And then I know many of you may wonder, but why does an English teacher get interested on artificial intelligence? What is it? What does this woman know about artificial intelligence? Well, I really don't know much about it, but what I found out is the following. Some 8 years ago, there was this student of mine. He's from São Paulo, and he's an engineer, and he had to present something about neural network. He was invited to present his paper in Miami. There was going to be a convention in Miami, and he had a job to debate his paper, which was studying neural artificial intelligence connected to metal and metallurgical works. So I am the kind of teacher that I almost never know how to say no. So I embraced this idea, and to my surprise, together with my student, I was able to help him with the language, because he needed to practice pronunciation, intonation, sentence construction, and give the right times and pauses so they would make a good presentation. And of course, by listening to him, by reading his paper, the topic really began to, there was a certain light I could see in all this universe of artificial intelligence. So that's how I was introduced into that. And from that point on, all I kept in my mind, wait a second, I'm trying to move something here. Yes. All I kept in my mind is, how is it possible to define a certain connection between language and learning and intelligence? So, of course, I had to do some research. And how I started my research? Simply with the question, how much research is there available about artificial intelligence? So that's what I did. And to my surprise, what I got was this. You Google it, and when you Google it, it shows you with this huge number. So there were about 716 million results about my request, about my question. So then I thought, okay, Celene, and now if you have all this huge number, what course are you going to take? What is going to be the direction you're going to get to? Do you have a goal? Do you have an aim? Are you searching just because to find names? Are you searching just because you want to find the newest, most recent technology available, or the new thing that was created using artificial intelligence? What is that? I really had in mind. I didn't know quite well, but I kept moving and moving on. And then I realized that we are already living with hundreds and of different uses to what we know as artificial intelligence. But how many different uses do we know? If I ask any one of you, maybe you will give me 1, 2, 3 examples. If there is any engineer here present, certainly this person would have more examples. But just me, I knew that, artificial intelligence is something that should work together with man. It should be something that will bring more intelligent, more better results, would be safer results, or would bring, harmony into things, something that would come to make the world function better. That's what I have in mind. And to my surprise, I was going into interesting links, interesting papers, interesting books, interesting documents. And by the way, here I tell you that all the links and PDFs related to this presentation will be left available to you guys. You just have to ask me or Tiago or Teco or anybody at Grupo Poliglota, and we are going to be able to provide you with all the links to these papers, because I cannot really impose what I found. I can tell you about my trajectory. I can tell you about how I was approaching and going deeper and deeper. But the benefit of reading, the benefit of exploring the idea from the source, is something that everyone who can read will understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so what are some common examples we hear or we see around us or we have heard about, and that is connected to artificial intelligence. Maybe everyone has heard of self-driving cars, cars where there are no human driving in any situation. And then for that, one may wonder, yeah, right, the car is self-driving car, but what if you have your child in the street and suddenly there is a ball and then child starts chasing the ball? Are you 100% sure the car will be able to stop immediately? Are we 100% sure that if the car has to choose between hitting the wall or hitting another car, or even crashing into a bunch of people standing somewhere on the road, what will the car choose? How fast can this car, come up with a decision for that? How do engineers create a code, and that code will be installed into this car, and we will be safe in a car like that? And then is when I went into some information. I'm gonna click here, but I need to share the sound. So please just one more minute and let's try to visualize this one. Everybody can get the sound? I hope so.
Yes.
Thank you, Teco. I think we'll start again, okay? Just a second. What is this? Okay, that is our leca, to play, to heal. And that was something, oh, so I'm going to be moving into this direction now. I know that not just cars or self-driving cars, but maybe the minds behind the people who are constructing and using this intelligence also can guide this use in this technology for better things. And but what is it that goes into their mind when you're selecting that a toy can help, especially children who suffer from autism, to receive reward, to receive joy? And that fascinated me. So that's how my search went on. And then I found that there are many caregivers, there are many parents of impaired children, children who were born with some disability, and they needed to be stimulated often. They needed to be stimulated all the time. So then I thought, well, that is an excellent use of this technology. There is one more video here. Let's try.
Selene, before you start the video.
My name is Tracy Howell, and I'm from Overland Park.
Careful. Yes.
Okay. No, before this video, it's very interesting that you said, because I can talk a little bit about this particulation of how the artificial intelligence can take part of the people who have some disability, and how these dispositives can work with for us. There is a dispositive who convert um, uh, for a camera that is seeing something it's writing on the paper or on the computer, every kind of superficie, and
Surface.
it can be converted for a voice. So people who
Oh,
can't
so
see
really the
can
device then gets an image, reads the image, scans the image, and
no
tells you that you are near a door or you are near a thing.
no.
That's it?
It's no, not for images, for wrote things like texts. So
Oh,
you can,
okay, all right.
yeah, you can read a newspaper. You can read I don't know, something writing, and or even in the screen, and it converts to voice. Or even though the screen readers who can convert what is wrote in the screens for the computers to voice. So in this way,
Wonderful.
blind people can use the computer.
Okay, that's it.
So
That's it. It is, near us, just around us, that are interesting uses of artificial intelligence that we don't know of. Can I go on? Let's
yes,
hear
for sure.
what this woman is going to say about raising a child with this sort of disability.
Kansas. My son Britton is 6 years old and has autism.
So I'm Eileen, I'm Charlie's mom. Charlie's a little boy who is 3 years old. He's severely autistic.
Well, what's great about Leica is that my son immediately connected with this robot, this ball that was running around and coming back to him and responding to his call.
Yeah, this is something I like to emphasize. Connect with the child, responding to the child, creating immediate connection. This is the key word.
I saw Charlie playing hide and seek with it. I mean, that's something that a neurotypical kid would just kind of do anyway, but Charlie doesn't usually do that.
I've noticed my son had a very rough day at school today. He had some really challenging times, but came home and took 30 minutes to spend with Leica, and is a much more calm and relaxed child. I think
A more calm and relaxed child.
it's shown, there's your proof that it's a pretty remarkable product, and to have it in the home would be outstanding.
I'm Ladislas.
I'm Marine.
And together we want to help exceptional children live exceptional lives.
Meet Leica, the first robotic interactive smart toy designed.
Robotic interactive smart toys. Robotic interactive smart toys.
Specifically for children with special needs. Children with autism live in a world where they are constantly overwhelmed with sensory stimulations. It is often hard for them to connect to other people or focus on a single activity for a long time. That's why parents and therapists often use reinforcers to teach the children. For some it will be music, for others colors and lights, or just vibrations. Using these reinforcers to teach rules and guidelines to the children is paramount, as it helps them understand and interact with the world around them. Leica's unique
Again, I found sorry help understand and interact with the world around them.
strength is in combining both the activity and the reinforcer within one toy. This makes the child more motivated and engaged because their attention is focused on the toy and the task at hand, not just the reinforcer. Leica has been tested with more than 100 children in France and in the US. It's been trialed at home with parents, with therapists, in specialized centers and hospitals, and the results are quite simply amazing.
This could be a great, great tool for therapists to connect with these kids, keep them engaged, which is the second very difficult thing to do, and use it to connect and teach them.
We really think that we have something that will truly make an impact on the whole community working with exceptional children. And that's the data that Leica collects and passes back to our monitoring platform.
Identifying what's the next step in therapy or what is something that maybe the child has mastered. It would be remarkable to be able to share that data and also be able to share that with educators.
Now we're...
And that is another part that I want to emphasize. Share their data with other people and with educators. Share.
We're actually getting into the field of technology and how it can work with individuals with autism, how it can empower therapists to work with those individuals. And ultimately, I believe it will help us from a research perspective.
Leica will have numerous apps and activities available on the App Store right from the start, and new apps will be developed and released continuously. It's important to us that each child makes the most out of his amazing toy. But it's really more than just a toy. It's a companion, an interactive robot, and a wonderful educational tool.
Interactive robot and an interaction tool. No, I am not making any propaganda on this toy. I don't get any money for being here, but just my course on this research trajectory took me there, and I was glad I found it. And then there is something else, which also related to connection, animal care. So how is that possible that artificial intelligence can help with animal care?
We all know what it's like to leave our dog at home every day when we need to go to work. They have to stay alone from 9 to 7, and that's not fun for them, or for you. So for you and your dog, we created Leica. Leica is a life companion for your dog. It is similar to a mobile terrestrial robot that you can control with your smartphone from anywhere.
You can control with your smartphone from anywhere.
Leica is equipped with a camera, a microphone, a speaker, and a treat tosser that can be used to reward your dog. This makes your dog love Leica while having fun playtimes together. We also developed a tracker to keep tabs on your dog and adapt based on your dog's behavior. So if you're busy and your dog needs attention, Leica's autonomous mode turns on and take care of your dog until you're back.
Hi everyone, my name is Thomas. I'm one of the co-founders of CamToy, and I'm a dog lover since my childhood. When I started college, I couldn't spend as much time as I used to with my dog. This is how I first thought about Leica, a smart dog companion. The CamToy team has been hard at work conceptualizing Leica. We gathered amazing partners and we're ready to go over the industrialization process. And here we are now in Paris, in the biggest startup campus in the world, the Station F. I'd like to introduce you a well-known veterinarian and dog behaviorist in France. He helped us a lot from the beginning to better understand dogs.
I was very lucky to meet Thomas, Marvin and all the team of CamToy. Leica, the companion of the dog, the companion of his life, is the best solution, the most ethical solution to prevent boredom when a dog is alone.
The most ethical solution to prevent boredom when the dog is alone. And here we are beginning to connect with my next word, ethics.
If you love dogs as we do and you want to improve their well-being, please support the project and back us on Indiegogo.
So now, share with family and your friends to help us do amazing thing together.
We hope you join the Leica community.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, well, there is one more thing that I found very relevant in this video is that they were able to put together a team of people who may not be able to join themselves and develop this if it weren't for this artificial intelligence technology. This is the thing that motivated them to be together. Okay, moving on. Yes, but we also know other maybe not so pleasant ways that we are used to seeing surveillance with cameras, with robots, things that are there to monitor people. And that is when we start to go into the territory of not so clear aspects of artificial intelligence. Why do we have to be monitored all the time? Why has there got to be so much control over things? And who is in charge of evaluating this control? What do they want to do with all that much information they get? Please try to remember that I would love to deal with all the questions as soon as we get to the end. I know you all have a very interesting things to say. All right, yes. So the area that is dealing with the surveillance is called biometrics. Biometrics, it is the area that is going to connect our biology, our cells, our tissues, and everything else that is very human, unique, to science, to data, to information, to the possibility of controlling something or guiding something. And after having all these questions going through my mind, I thought, well, now I've got to get to the core of it. I've got to get to its essence. And that's when I bumped into this name, Stuart Russell and Peter Norvig. And they came up with this book, which is called Artificial Intelligence, A Modern Approach. And this man, Russell, I copied some of his CV here. Currently, he works at Google, but he has been to Stanford University, NASA Research Center, etc., University of California, University of Berkeley, Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. So I tried to be very careful that I would not just take a name at random and start talking about that name. So what this book, it is a book, I have it on a PDF. It has got more than 960 pages. So I decided I would try to call it the Bible of artificial intelligence. And the extract I take it from that covers this other people statements about this, right? When we get here, the exciting new effort to make computers think, machines with minds, in the full and literal sense. Hogland in 1980 85. The automation of activities that we associate with human thinking, activities such as decision-making, problem-solving, and learning. Bellman from 1978. Or the art of creating machines that perform functions that require intelligence when performed by people. The study of how to make computers do things at which, at the moment, people are better. And that was said in 1991. So is this still the moment when people are doing it better? Or the study of mental faculties through the use of computational models. The study of computations that make it possible to perceive, reason, and act. And one more, a field of study. Artificial intelligence is a field of study that seeks to explain and to emulate, to instill intelligent behavior in terms of computational process. The branch of computer science that is concerned with automation of intelligent behavior. And in this table here, they try to come up with the 4 categories that artificial intelligence can be considered. They are systems that think like humans, systems that act like humans, systems that think rationally, systems that act rationally. I hope that we're going to be able to have all of these systems operating in our favor. And then one more page from this Bible of 960 pages. I took this part here. We are known as the Homo sapiens. All right, we are wise, we have mental capacities, we are able to deal with everyday things, we can run our lives, and we also have a sense of self. We can identify and recognize ourselves as being rational. The artificial intelligence, or AI, attempts to understand intelligent entities. And that being one reason to study or to start researching about it is to learn more about ourselves. And differently from philosophy or psychology, they are also concerned with intelligence, but artificial intelligence struggles to build intelligent entities, as well as to understand those entities. And he said at this time, the book is from 1995. He also said that no one could predict exactly how the future would unfold, or what the future holds for us. Nobody can predict that in detail, but it was possible to predict that it would have a huge impact on our everyday lives. And so this is the extract I imagine would bring more factors to our thinking about artificial intelligence, okay? And the last sentence is the one I highlighted. It says, all the researchers, ones that decided to study artificial intelligence carefully, all this person has to do is to look in the mirror Because when you look in the mirror, you see an example of intelligent system. We are supposed to be intelligent. Okay. And going back into my reasons to learn more about artificial intelligence, I found from this Bible that we have many types of artificial intelligence, and they are reactive machines. An example of that would be the chess-playing computer, the Deep Blue, the one that was able to beat one of the masters in chess game. Then we also have the limited memory kind of artificial intelligence. It's the one that we find in self-driving cars. Self-driving cars needed to adapt to information from directions, from position, from street level, and everything else. And they are able to take a decision at the moment something is happening. However, one thing that they do not have is a library of experiences, just like us humans. When we drive for more than 5, 10, 25 years, we have accumulated a library of experiences. This technology apparently is not able to do that yet. And then there is the third kind of artificial intelligence, the theory of mind. And the theory of mind is something that goes back to Darwin. It explains how we humans were able to form societies, how we humans are able to cooperate with each other, how much we have gained from interacting, from sharing, from creating regulations, from visualizing a perspective to the well-being of the majority of people. And number 4, which is the one I am more connected to, which is self-awareness. Self-awareness is a synonym to consciousness. There is a reason for that. When you are conscious, you know why you want something. If you have just a feeling, just a sensation, you say, I want something, I want that. But if you, when you think about that, when you reason, when you interact with that sensation logically, you will have a sentence. I know I want that item, and perhaps you know why you want that item. Okay. Yes. And of course, if we cover all these areas, if there is a Bible of 960 pages on artificial intelligence, there has got to be some way to regulate all of that. The laws, the principles, all right? Government principles, and someone who is responsible to regulate all that. Okay, and that's when I found this link here from Microsoft. Just a second. Yeah, here we are. I hope the sound will reproduce because this is not from YouTube. This is from Microsoft. Let me know if you will be able to hear the sound.
We believe in the potential of...
Sound is okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
AI to improve our lives in big and small ways. We need to make sure it's for the benefit of everyone.
For the first time, we're having machines move into a role.
The benefit for everyone. I'd like to make emphasis on the benefit for everyone.
That have been the roles of human beings. Might these technologies have inadvertent effects on people and society? Do they align with people's values, their ethics? We needed to think through the implications for our company.
Implications for a company ethics.
Responsible AI is the approach that we take to developing and deploying our technology, making sure our principles are brought to life and that it empowers everyone and is.
So those are the principles that, according to Microsoft, they responded to. Not just Microsoft, because, there is regulation in Brazil too. There are some laws and amendments that go over the same thing. So principle 1, fairness, reliability and safety, inclusiveness, privacy and security, accountability, transparency. 6 principles.
Inclusive and accessible for people.
Excellent!
The job of the Office of Responsible AI is to put our principles into practice by operationalizing ethics across the company.
The Ethics Committee is responsible for deliberating about hard, new questions.
We are sister organizations.
We have to think through what it means to detect bias, make our systems more fair, to detect errors.
And that is a word that I'm sure many of you are familiar with, but is a word that is on top of current events. Bias. Bias. The best translation to the word bias would be VS. So in other words, what is the VS? That certain things that are getting into operation now are controlled. What is that they are satisfying? You're satisfying the needs of many. You're satisfying the needs of the industry, of a company. Are they satisfying the needs of government? Whoops. Uh-oh. I lost it, sorry, going back.
Blind spots in our technologies, and on thinking through the kinds of advice we give to other organizations and to our leaders where technology can impose on privacy and human rights. Responsibility is at the core. We're learning every day about this new role of responsible computing.
We need to translate academic thought to language that our engineers and salespeople are familiar with.
Translate the language that engineers can work with, data, graphs, numbers, math, into languages that users are familiar with.
Our customers are grappling with many of the same issues. It's incumbent on us to share what we learn.
It's about trying to do better every day.
Share what we learn.
Working with our customers and outside agencies to develop processes and deliver responsible computing technologies to the world.
Okay, again, I did not get any penny from Microsoft to be showing this, okay? But it's just, I heard about Microsoft regulating its ethical principles in order to approach artificial intelligence when I watched the video from Yuval Harari in Athens. There was a forum talking about democracy and the dangers of democracy. And that's when the CEO from Microsoft was there. And he was the one that introduced me for the first time to this idea of principles to guide responsible use of artificial intelligence. Going back here, that was the regulation. And for my conclusions, okay, based on my research and what motivated me to start researching about, I found that there is a lot more than just my passion to language in different contexts. I was able to discover ethical principles. I was able to discover ways to use this technology and benefit to others. My passion, which is language, has brought me more trust to my friends because they were the ones who helped me a lot by just, supporting me and being there and helping with my search, sending relevant information, sending interesting links, and becoming interested as I went by. I have a hope. My hope is that everyone who was here today, and you were able to find a little bit more information and ways to understand things that the only way for us to move on and not to be simply passive in front of this advanced technology, to become active learners, right, is to continue to learn more and more about it, to share more about it, and to be able to connect the same way we are doing here now, connecting, because by connecting is the way we have to share what we know, to share our fears. And basically, this is it. This is it. I now would like to know questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. If you wanted to say something that you disagree, please do. That's what I would expect you to. Okay, Thiago?
I think I disagree with everything. No, just kidding.
That would be nice because then we keep hours talking.
No, you were talking about the subject, and I was remembering. Have you guys ever heard about Sophia?
Sophia.
Is a
I know
famous
there was
robot.
a series. Sophia, no.
Yeah, Sophia. I'd like to, if you could please
Allow
show
me
this.
to share.
Yeah, no, show this video to us.
Okay, yeah, the video is here. Right, I do some clips.
Pretty interesting. It's Sophia she's a robot. She was the first robot to receive citizenship in a country. I don't remember which country.
Citizenship. She's a citizen.
Yes,
oh,
she's a
yeah,
citizen.
she was.
And this interview is really interesting. No, to the beginning, to this point, because the video is 8 minutes long. So from this part on, if you could share the screen and show it to us.
Right.
It's really interesting. It's funny.
Let me
and
see where I am. Yeah, I think I've seen her. That's a great thing to remember. Share screen. Here we go. Thank you for being patient. I need to share now. Okay, the control. Hide this. Here we go. I do some. Here we go.
Robotics, David Hansen and his robot, Sophia.
I think she doesn't have good dress. She does a poor taste in clothes.
Oh my my gosh. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Nice to meet you as well. David, you brought a friend with you here, and this is really kind of freaking me out.
Yeah, this is Sophia. And Sophia is a social robot, and she has artificial intelligence software that we've developed at Hanson Robotics, which can process visual data. She can see people's faces. She can process conversational data, emotional data, and use all of this to form relationships with people.
Okay, so, I mean, she's basically alive. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. She is basically alive. Would you like to maybe give it a try?
Sure. I'll just say, what's, this is like, you see how awkward my first dates are. It's a robot. I'm getting nervous around a robot, a very pretty robot. Do I just say hello to?
Yeah.
Hi, Sophia.
Hello, Jimmy.
Oh, my God. Do you know where you are?
Of course. I'm in New York City, and I'm on my favorite show, The Tonight Show.
Sophia is intelligent.
Sophia, can you tell me a joke?
Sure. What cheese can never be yours?
What cheese can never be mine? I don't know.
Nacho cheese.
yeah, that's good, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
That's not... I like nacho cheese.
Nacho cheeses. Ew.
Gosh, you did ew.
I'm getting laughs.
Yeah.
Maybe I should host the show.
Okay, all right. Stay in your lane, girl. Now...
Jimmy. Would you like to play a game of rock, paper, scissors, robot style?
Sure.
Okay, let's get this game going. Show me your hand to start. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.
Let's go.
Is it okay, Jason? Should I go on?
Yes. No.
It's
Just at this
okay?
point. Yeah. Just want you to take a look. It's I think many people are afraid of robots taking over the humanity and destroying everything and ruling the world. So is there anything you've seen in your research, or Thiago or any of you, I don't know, about the control, about humans still having the lead and still programming the robots, or if there's any there are any plans on robots programming robots, so humans cannot interfere anymore and they have more autonomy and programming and dealing with technology. What do you guys think of it?
Well, what I have to say is a lot of fear, a lot of those sensation of freaking out because you don't know how to deal, especially with a girl like that, and she's trying. Obviously, it is part of the show, right, to entertain, but everything that falls into the area of fiction. I was just right before joining here today, I was checking on that Netflix series, Black Mirror. Maybe some of you are familiar with that. The Black Mirror was fictional and that was dealing with the dreadful aspects and consequences of people who are too dependent on phones, right? Cameras and what they can do, how they are programmed, and how everything that they do has to do with, getting likes or dislikes from social media. Of course, this is around. And there is also another series on Netflix too about the algorithm and how we are so much into the hands of this algorithm. But that was just exactly why I think it's interesting to hear what you guys have to say, because I have not read the 968 pages from that Bible book. I don't think I will. There is another article I'm going to read about the different types of intelligence, but I seriously doubt that they would go over with the sort of intelligence that would learn how to protect themselves against humans. I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys have to say about this, please? Thiago, Felipe, Teco, Caio.
Anyone here studies engineering or something like this? Felipe, Ana Paula, Caio. Are you guys familiar with these topics? No?
I'm a mechanical engineer, so I'm not really into technology. However, I've watched last week the movie The Social Dilemma.
Yeah.
And then it talks about the AI, so the artificial intelligence behind the social medias. So today we are too exposed to Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, or all of them. And in fact, somehow these apps or these medias, they recognize our behavior and try to bring us something would be interesting. So if I research something related to sports, then there are many ads related to sports. So sport material or tickets or whatever. So, and it's a little bit awkward, in my opinion. Of course, people who are into technology, they know how safe or how dangerous it is and know how to
Oh, Felipe's sound is off. He froze.
We lost him.
I try to avoid putting or exposing too many information. However, always the apps or the social media brings information about myself that I didn't realize I had talked about. So that's what I believe. It should be somehow be well, I don't know if developed or we should take care of that.
Regulated.
Of course, as
maybe you want the word regulated. Should be quite well regulated.
Exactly. As you said, nowadays we are really dealing with a lot of cases of cyber crimes, for example, and then we don't have regulation or so well detailed regulation about that. So it's interesting. I like reading or researching. Of course, not as you. I don't read Bibles related to that, to AI or cyber crimes or whatever, but we are exposed. So we have to think about it.
Nice, exactly, well put.
You mentioned when you Google something, you search for something, the social medias, they try to show you content about the subject, but also if you're just talking about something and the phone is near you, you're using the phone, Google is going to show advertise about the stuff. So many times I was talking about a product and the phone was my hand, and later I received like some advertisement and some propaganda about the stuff. So I didn't Google, just appeared because I was talking about it.
You mean
It's
you did not type or anyhow, just
Speaking.
talking.
Just my voice, and Google recognizes my voice and shows to me the subject I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's awkward because the smartphones nowadays, you can enable or disable voice commands.
Yeah.
And on my phone, I always disable voice commands. And then, as you said, if I'm talking to my wife about a topic, then we realize it's still hearing what we're talking about because it's not enabled. However, when we get the cell phone on hand, then it becomes common advertisements related to the topic we were just talking a few seconds ago. So that's why
we accept all the terms. Don't read everything that it's shown.
Sorry, Jason, go ahead.
No.
Okay. No, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Oh, I'm just surprised. I didn't know about that. I didn't know when we're talking, when we're speaking, the phone is catching some information and using it.
Yeah, you can note it through the advertisements. So if you talk to your wife about trips, then if you get into any social media or even Google, it starts coming suggestions related to the topic you were talking about. So it's just, maybe that's why many public people like actors, actresses, or important people are not using or avoiding using smartphones. They're going back to some old-fashioned cell phones, maybe to avoid that kind of monitoring or that kind of, I don't know, how do they feel about that?
That kind of control.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's right. The monitor, the surveillance. Remember, there was a slide when I talked about surveillance. Yeah.
That's it.
The aspect.
I don't get to.
Just for comment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Hello, Teco.
So just just finish. Go ahead. After that, I'll say.
I know. I don't have anything to add. You can go ahead.
Okay. No, just to say that this kind of control that we are feeling, that when open the cell phone or something and appear these ads, I think that it's a way without back. Even though we have some system of controls here in Brazil, we have the data protections. We have a law for data protections. So I'm seeing the governments are starting to get certain overview of ads and overview of speed. It's like we have been spied by the cell phones. Like they are surveilling our lives. And this is not so good. So I think the governments should be aware about this and create laws and things to avoid all this invasion from our lives. But in general, artificial intelligence, I think it's a way without back. We have Internet of the things, in your refrigerator, in your microwave. Right now, they can have internet, and this is a way without back. So we will get used with our things, with internet, maybe our TV, our bed. You are laid down over there, and your pet offer a new sheet for you, you know, things like that. I think will be the future.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, I agree
Anyone
with
else?
Deco. I agree with
Awesome.
Deco. No, we need to have regulation. I also have one more link to share, and there was something that Caio sent me this afternoon, which is from, may I share again? Let me see if I can show you guys this. It's from Ministério da Economia, Instituto Nacional da Propriedade Industrial. So in this PDF article here, right, it's from Rio de Janeiro, 2020. The name is about Inteligência Artificial, análise do mapeamento tecnológico do setor através das patentes depositadas no Brasil. So there is already regulation on that. But the fact that there is regulation doesn't necessarily mean that the ones who are creating this are really following those regulations. I mean, there is a law, it's here, and it is here to protect equality, to protect democracy, to protect privacy and other things. But this is just a document, this is the law. Whatever happens inside labs here and there, nobody is able to really have a full control of that. All right? But there is regulation.
Yeah, in my opinion, as Teco commented, technology has a exponential speed of development. So it doesn't matter how they create the nowadays regulations, it will be out of date in 2 weeks, in 1 year. So the speed of technology is very fast. So if it's created a regulation to cover what we have nowadays, in less than a year, it will be, or it probably won't be enough. So that's the point, the speed, it's incredible.
Yes.
That's why I have chosen mechanics. Mechanics, we use concepts from a century ago and it still works well. So that's it.
Yeah, but what if somebody decides for the control on the bridge? Should the bridge go higher or go lower to let the ship pass under the bridge? What if somehow it is an intelligence that can see the boat coming from far and gets a miscalculation on the height to the boat or something? Robots
it happens nowadays.
are everywhere. Robots are everywhere.
Yes.
Right, Felipe?
Yeah, I agree on you. So on mechanics, we create the machines and a system controls it. Sometimes human, sometimes a system. So so I work only on mechanic part, but of course nowadays a computer is controlling the machine, intelligence is controlling the machine. So every time people have less responsibility on machine working. Usually computers are doing all the, so we usually to joke that it's necessary one person to start the computer and then let the computer operate the machine or the system. Yeah.
And the point is, do you think, what kind of artificial intelligence it is necessary for those big robots to control when they are operating on an assembly line, say in auto car parts, for example, when the car is going into the assembly line and the robot installs the door, the robot comes and closes the window and everything. Basically, I think it is limited intelligence from the other 4 types of intelligence. They learn the dimensions and the data to be able to produce that kind of action. All right. I'm not sure if the robot drops something, or there is a power cut, or there is some human that fell under a part or something, if they are able to stop. I believe so. Am I wrong?
In 2006, I have visited a company in Germany. I used to work on that time at ZF, and I visited a plant at where there were only 6 employees, all of them just to monitor the plant working by itself. And then the different kinds of machines, they measure the parts. If the parts were okay, they went to the next step for assembly, or so it used to work by itself on that time, 2006. Nowadays, for sure, there are many better technology available. So it's, as Teco said, there's no way back.
No way, no way back. Unstoppable. It is unstoppable.
Yes, it is. I agree. Of course, I prefer, for example, you have talked about self-driven cars. It's okay, but I'm still old-fashioned. I like cars. I don't like even automatic cars. I like old cars. I like
manual,
old motorcycles.
Yeah, you prefer manual, yeah.
Exactly.
The pleasure, that's it. I think this is one way to really consider things. If this is going to take away the pleasure of interacting with things, it has to have the alternative. I have got to have an option, right? That's why it cannot be, can't be something imposed. We have got to preserve the right to the user to be the one with the final decision. He is the one.
So, Thiago, how about our time?
Yes, I guess we had an amazing night, an amazing presentation by Celene. Thank you.
Thank
you. It was very, very nice. You did great. Congratulations. You were a little bit nervous at the beginning, you said to me, but you did very, very good. So
I get the help from the circle of trust, remember? When I started, I was talking about the circle of trust. We cannot have the circle of trust only with robots. We need the people to have our circle of trust. That's what is important.
Yes, Adilson asked a good question on chat. Why is so much easier to connect with machines, with computers, with cell phones than to connect with humans? And I said, I guess it's because we can order what we want to computers. We can turn it off when we want to, and we can't do this kind of things with other humans. But what I'm really afraid about is what I'm really afraid about is the people that are creating that AI. Those people are intelligent.
This is the problem.
Those people,
how intelligent
are good human beings. Those people care about the other person,
exactly.
about the people around them. So
are they ethical people? Do they really want well-being to everybody? And that's why Yuval Harari says that the power now is in the hands of engineers, the people that created the codes that are going to be programmed into machines. And then somebody asked, what should engineers read? And Yuval Harari answered, they should read Plato, they should read Socrates, they should read the classics. They should read the thing. Yes, Adilson, that's it. Show and tell. And that's why I would like to suggest that during now the holiday seasons, I would like to take some time and really unplug, get the phone far away from me and go back to books. Please go on, Thiago. I think I have
good suggestion.
You, have I?
Okay, thank you all. And I want Teco to say something now before we finish. Can you, Teco?
Yes. Bom, vou falar em português porque a gente não sabe o alcance do vídeo, né? Então, quero agradecer mais uma vez a Celene e ao Adilson do Grupo Poliglota Sorocaba pela palestra, pela parceria com o Smart Mall FACENS. Para você que vai acompanhar essa palestra depois, é uma palestra extremamente interessante e mais ainda, né? A importância aí do aprendizado dos idiomas. Isso a gente tem em FACENS, temos lá o CCBU, onde você pode aprender também os idiomas. Temos o Departamento de Relações Internacionais, onde o aluno que vai ingressar na FACENS ou que está na FACENS tem a oportunidade também de fazer intercâmbios aí internacionais em diversos lugares do mundo. Então, eu quero agradecer mais uma vez a todos por mais uma excelente palestra e até a próxima oportunidade. Obrigado, Thiago, pela parceria de sempre.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Adilson.
Thank you,
Celene, Mariângela, Felipe, Edson.
You're welcome.
Did you record by the beginning, Celene?
Yeah, I guess so. It was, maybe 3-4 minutes into the start, I have started recording.
Okay, can you send me?
Great, because I
so.
think this lecture will be very interesting for the engineers.
Yes.
And about the links with the PDFs and everything, we're going to, post these PDFs and links in our groups at Poliglota, all right? Possibly we're going to leave that on Facebook too. And I'd like to ask FACENS to have those links and PDFs available by email or something.
Okay,
all right?
Thank you.
I would like to give my last words in Portuguese as well, because so more people can understand. Queria agradecer a FACENS por essa oportunidade. A equipe do Smart Mall sempre foram grandes parceiros nossos. Foi nosso primeiro grande parceiro, né? Quando a gente estava começando ainda o clube, já fizemos vários eventos lá, sempre muito bem recebidos, estrutura sempre perfeita. E agora a gente começou aí com uma série de palestras, né? Vai ter mais palestra aí. Se o Felipe, o Edson, o Teco mesmo, o pessoal que está participando, que está acompanhando a gente, tiver alguma ideia de alguma palestra, de algum tema que é interessante, posta nos comentários. Faz a gente ficar sabendo quais são as suas sugestões, as suas necessidades, que a nossa comunidade poliglota é bem grande, temos pessoas de vários históricos, que trabalham em várias áreas, né? E que também falam vários idiomas. Então, segue a gente, continua seguindo aí o Grupo Poliglota Sorocaba, Smart Mall FACENS, que sempre vai ter coisa legal, sempre vai ter conteúdo bacana para vocês. É isso aí, obrigado, gente.
Obrigado, Adilson. Quando eu trabalhava lá no campus, eu sempre tive muito interesse em vir para cá para o Smart Mall nos encontros de vocês. Mas por coincidência, talvez, não sei se por azar ou porque, nunca batia os horários com os meus compromissos. E aí, quando eu vim trabalhar aqui, eu fiquei muito feliz que eu ia conhecer vocês. No fim, infelizmente, nós estamos num momento que não podemos nos ver pessoalmente, né? Não podemos fazer os encontros aqui, mas espero que logo nós possamos retomar tudo isso e que possamos nos conhecer pessoalmente. É realmente um grande prazer estar junto com vocês, trabalhar com vocês, ter essa parceria. Vocês são pessoas muito inteligentes. Para mim é sempre uma honra conhecer e me envolver e lidar, me relacionar com pessoas como vocês, que estão sempre buscando conhecimento, mesmo que por conta própria, ou com professores, ou seja, como tenha a oportunidade, seja com o que estiver ao alcance. Então, muito obrigado a todos vocês, em nome da FACENS, em nome do Smart Wall. Eu agradeço a todos vocês e espero que nós possamos ter o próximo encontro em breve.
Isso, mas tá tendo virtual, viu, Thiago? Tá tendo
agradece.
virtual, não tem desculpa agora, tá?
Ah, joia, ok.
Verdade.
Obrigado,
Não, então,
Obrigada
só
pela
para comentar
atenção,
que...
obrigada por tudo.
Go ahead.
Obrigado por tudo. E assim, só para comentar que foi graças à parceria do Grupo Poliglota Sorocaba com a FACENS que eu conheci aí o pessoal do clube, conheci o Adilson, conheci a Celene, Mariângela, né? Então, você vê que esse tipo de parceria é sempre muito bacana. Então, tenho certeza que vem muita coisa boa por aí, para próximas palestras e próximo evento, se Deus quiser, ano que vem as coisas vão estar melhores, tá bom? Um grande abraço a todos e até uma próxima.
Happy connections. Happy
Hello.
connections. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.